Hello, my name is Katie Wang, and this is my partner Kara Menezes from K-Squared Consulting.
While we are stuck at home during lockdown, more and more of us are turning to films as a source of entertainment, comfort, and connection. The Toronto International Film Festival's mission is to transform the way people see the world through film, offering an array of opportunities for both filmmakers and film lovers. We have designed a proposal that appeals to the organization's diverse customer base by making its services more accessible, affordable, and appealing online, focusing on rebuilding customer loyalty and spending during the COVID-19 pandemic for TIFF.
On the agenda, we will be giving an overview of the organization, our research methods, findings and conclusions, and then presenting our proposed strategic plan, TIFF Reimagined. With the plan, we have created a timeline, a budget, and post-implementation metrics to boost customer loyalty during this period of uncertainty. First, we will give a quick overview of the business. The Toronto International Film Festival, or TIFF, is a Canadian not-for-profit cultural organization featuring year-round movie screenings, galleries, workshops, and a wide variety of film resources. TIFF offers the unique opportunity for Canadian and international filmmakers to engage with the public and popularize new films.
TIFF hosts a 10-day international film festival, screening over 300 films and welcoming over 250,000 industry professionals and public attendees. The annual festival is also TIFF's predominant revenue generator, being the most widely attended public film festival in the world. Last year, the film festival raised $1.2 million to support their year-round events and programs.
As the COVID-19 pandemic has limited the ability to host large gatherings, TIFF's customer loyalty and spending has been significantly impacted due to this period of business disruption. The organization is facing a loss of revenue from the closing of its headquarters, theaters, and in-person programs. TIFF is also shifting to a hybrid annual festival so that it can continue to safely execute their services while prioritizing the health and well-being of its community. Since TIFF is unfortunately forced to compromise aspects of the festival and year-long screenings that are definitive to the TIFF experience, the COVID-19 pandemic is also a hard hit on its customer base and loyalty.
We define target market groups for both our year-round services and the annual film festival that our plan is tailored towards. Two target market groups for the year-round services are film industry professionals and youth and families. The four target market groups for the film festival are people who are interested in experiencing culture, art, and education through film, people seeking the entire TIFF experience, filmmakers interested in showcasing their work, and film lovers, enthusiasts, and critics.
We will now talk about the research methods we used. We consulted both primary and secondary sources to conduct our research study to drive decisions in our strategic plan. We created two separate surveys for youth and families and film industry professionals to understand our target market sentiments towards different TIFF services, as we will go over later on. We also consulted TIFF's official website for credible general information on the organization, its current COVID-19 response plan, and other financial information.
For our secondary sources, we referenced credible news and academic articles about addressing customer loyalty and spending in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic as a media and entertainment organization. We will now move on to the findings of our research study. Customer loyalty is a measure of how likely a customer is to repeat business with a company or a brand, the result of customer satisfaction and positive customer experience. For example, the overall value of the workshops, events, programs, and screenings TIFF provides to its users. While TIFF may be currently focused on exclusivity, we want to make services more open and accessible to all those who are interested in film, expanding and strengthening TIFF's user base.
We found that having thorough communication, customer service feedback channels, and shifting online is necessary for TIFF to adapt to the effects of COVID as a part of the media and entertainment industry. Additionally, based on our survey results, as shown in these graphs, we found that 85% of surveyed filmmakers are drawn to TIFF's workshops to improve their skills, be exposed to the industry, and meet other aspiring film professionals. These services would be run year-round, separate from the film festival itself. And as you can see in the next graph, over 60% of youth and families surveyed would be interested in streaming new, well-acclaimed films live with friends and family for a low cost.
This brings us to our 3 conclusions from our research study. These 3 areas of improvement that drive our strategic plan are innovation, online presence, and communication and transparency.
With COVID preventing in-person events and interactions, brands need to be innovative to find creative ways to adapt, aiming to still provide captivating online services to maintain consumer interest so that customers will still want to use TIFF's services. Brands like TIFF have the opportunity to reach expanded audiences through direct-to-home content and combined live and virtual experiences.
Our second point is to emphasize developing a brand's online presence. As people remain homebound, there's a subsequent increase in media consumption and other online services. Providing innovative services that audiences can reach from home is essential for restoring customer trust and loyalty.
Lastly, an organization like TIFF needs to be transparent to its customers through feedback and other online platforms, such as their website and social media. Along with customer consultation, employee engagement is also important so that services can run more effectively, delivering a better customer experience and increasing satisfaction.
Based on these 3 key conclusions, we have developed a proposed strategic plan, TIFF Reimagined, which focuses on strengthening TIFF's customer base in response to the significant disruptions on the business and its services from the global pandemic. The plan will follow 4 objectives that address short-term response and long-term growth: communications optimization, an online campaign, a virtual transition, and a festival revamp.
In order for TIFF to rebuild or maintain customer loyalty, there must be clear and transparent communication between the organization itself and the users of its services. In this stage of our plan, we will strengthen TIFF's online presence with monthly newsletters for members, which provide updates on changes within the organization's services, new available resources and programs, and relevant news related to TIFF or the film industry. The second part of this stage includes hiring representatives and communications advisors to develop an explicit communications protocol amongst employees to regulate how information is conveyed on social media, our website, and monthly newsletters. The newly hired representatives will be accessible to contact through TIFF's website via a direct feedback portal, by phone, or by email. Retaining loyal customers and rebuilding trust through increased and more transparent online communication will strengthen TIFF's current customer base and brand reputation.
For the second stage of our plan, we would like to introduce a new online campaign called #TIFFFilmBuffs. With this campaign, customers can earn points by purchasing, promoting, sharing, and interacting with TIFF services between May 1st and October 1st. We will also organize monthly online challenges on TIFF social media platforms, which require users to complete challenges in exchange for points. Customers who collect 50 and 100 points by the end of the campaign join the Sapphire and Gold tiers respectively. As a Sapphire or Gold film buff, users can purchase tickets to the annual film festival early, receive a discount on all TIFF services, receive an invite to an exclusive fan mingle on the festival's opening night, and have their names entered into a lottery to win free merchandise. On top of this, Gold film buffs are invited to attend an exclusive Q&A session with film industry professionals on the festival's closing night. As shown in these 2 images, we've developed an app mock-up. Through improved user benefits, individuals that regularly interact with or use TIFF's resources will be motivated to continue using their resources rather than switching to a different platform. We will also expand our social media presence as users participate in these monthly challenges, sharing posts and messages with their followers.
The next stage of our plan focuses on a virtual transition. Prior to business disruption, the TIFF Bell Lightbox headquarters and cultural center were the primary places for screenings, programs, and a significant means for revenue. While it is temporarily closed to mitigate the spread of COVID-19, TIFF should develop their own online platform to make these services and resources widely available to users at home. In this stage of the plan, we propose introducing a greater variety of online programs for the public, largely without cost, running throughout the year. Some examples of such programs would be film screenings with reviews and critiques, industry professional guest speakers in lectures, presentations, roundtables, as well as career development and film workshops for varying skills and interest levels. Part of this stage would include hiring additional staff to the outreach team and remodeling the TIFF website. By shifting online and creating a variety of new programs, screenings, lectures, and other virtual events, TIFF would be able to define a long-term shift online for the future.
Finally, the last stage of our plan specifically entails an entire festival revamp. Prior to COVID-19, the annual Toronto International Film Festival was the most widely attended public film festival in the world. In order to maintain their platform as a well-acclaimed global film festival during and after the COVID-19 pandemic, the festivals have to be reimagined and adapted to suit the pandemic. Our proposed 2021 film festival will be a combination of online and in-person elements. In terms of online activities, the festival will stream well-acclaimed films online with a reaction feature, giving audience members the chance to interact with others during the film. Other added elements, such as pre-ordering at-home theater snacks, virtual red carpets, post-screening industry talks, and fan mingles, aim to replicate a similar TIFF viewing experience at the annual festival, but from home, and allows TIFF to easily reach a wider audience beyond the Greater Toronto Area.
Additionally, our plan proposes using drive-in theaters as another way to screen films in person while following the COVID-19 guidelines and restrictions. Every theater will undergo a deep cleaning after each day, sanitation will occur in between each screening, and the number of audience members will be limited. That concludes the 4 stages of our strategic plan, and now we will move on to discuss our proposed timeline. We have pinpointed a few ongoing, consistent elements to our timeline. The outreach team will be continuously organizing and coordinating guest speakers for programs, updating the website, organizing social media initiatives, and releasing monthly newsletter updates.
Other events in our timeline include hiring new staff, developing the TIFF Film Buffs online campaign, and renting drive-in spaces for the festival from March to May, releasing the TIFF Film Buffs online campaign to the public, hiring additional tech staff to set up online services, and developing TIFF streaming portal from June to July. And finally, planning logistics for the film festival, organizing snacks, deliveries, hiring temporary staff for the festival, and planning setup and cleanup for the drive-ins from August to September.
Next, we would like to talk about a few metrics that can help measure the efficacy of the plan. Through attendee numbers, we will gain quantitative and qualitative feedback from customers to gauge their responses to the plan. We will conduct a return on investment analysis to see how customer spending has shifted and evaluate web traffic and other online analytics to measure the success of the online aspects of our plan. From these key performance indicators, we can set new goals and adjust the plan throughout the year and for the future of TIFF.
Finally, our proposed budget is divided into 3 categories: communications optimization, developing the online TIFF's Film Buffs campaign, and the festival revamp, which are broken down further in our report. Communications optimization totals to around 320,000 Canadian dollars, the online campaign totals to 11,000 Canadian dollars, and the festival revamp totals to around 325,000 Canadian dollars.
All stages of our plan combine to a grand total of around 660,000 Canadian dollars. Resources referenced include job recruiting sites, company budgets, and salary reports. By using these resources, we were able to extrapolate approximate costs for each activity for each step of our strategic plan, TIFF Reimagined. To recap, our proposal TIFF Reimagined follows 4 stages: communications optimization, the TIFF Film Buffs online campaign, a virtual transition, and a festival revamp.
That brings us to the end of our presentation. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you consider our post-pandemic plan to rebuild TIFF's customer loyalty and spending.